पढ़ने का आपको अच्छा लगता है? पढ़ने का मन करता है फिर?
कभी कभी लगता है,
कभी कभी
कभी कभी नहीं पढ़ने का लगता।
कभी कभी नहीं लगता, या मार देती हैं वो आपके हाथों में स्केल से मारती हैं?
बड़े बच्चों को मार,
बड़े बच्चों को मारती हैं।
वो शरारत कर रहे थे इस बार।
मैथ्स में कैसे आए इस बार आपकी?
मैथ्स में तो फुल आते हैं हमेशा।
मैथ्स में फुल आते हैं? वाह, क्या बात है, वंडरफुल। और कम किस में आते हैं?
हम जी के नॉलेज
जीके नॉलेज में कम आते हैं। अच्छा, जिसमें कम आए थे आपके, किस में थे वो? कौन सा एग्जाम था?
जीके।
अच्छा, जीके था वो। उसमें कितने आए थे?
40 आउट ऑफ 3।
40 आउट ऑफ 3? 3 आउट ऑफ 40? 3 आउट ऑफ 40 होगा। तो इतना क्यों हो गया जीके में एकदम से?
मैम जीके थोड़ी,
जीके में मज़ा नहीं आता। ऐसा क्यों होता है? स्कूल में टीचर पढ़ाती तो है ना जीके?
यस मैम।
तो क्या ठीक से नहीं पढ़ाते? आपको मज़ा नहीं आता क्लास में? क्या होता है? क्या कारण होता है? ऐसे तो आप बहुत तेज हो, आपका दिमाग तो बहुत तेज है, हमें मालूम है।
We all were like these children one day. And most of us have already grown up. What is new in it? It is true that we all have grown up, but with different experiences.
हाँ बेटा, आपका नाम क्या है?
सृष्टि।
सृष्टि?
हाँ।
अरे वाह, बहुत अच्छा नाम है। आपकी कितनी एज है?
6 साल।
6 साल की है, वेरी गुड। और आपकी कौन से स्कूल में जाते हो? कैसे जाते हो आप? बस से जाते हो, रिक्शा से, कैब से?
पैदल।
पैदल जाते हो? घर के पास में है? तो आपको सबसे अच्छी टीचर कौन सी लगती है?
हमारी सिर्फ एक ही टीचर है, वो ही मुझे पसंद है।
वो आपको पसंद नहीं है टीचर?
पसंद है।
पसंद है टीचर?
हाँ।
अच्छा, क्या नाम है टीचर का?
ये मैंने पूछती।
आपने नहीं पूछा?
नहीं।
अच्छा, क्यों नहीं पूछा?
क्योंकि हम पूछते ही नहीं हैं।
We all have childhood experiences. But how many of us have experienced such an adverse situation, where children are deprived of many physical and emotional supports?
When a teacher goes to a class, we find varieties of students. Some of the students will be attention seekers. Some will be very stubborn. I do have these varieties in the school, in the classes. I'll give you a certain example. We have a little less privileged student in one of the classes. We tried all the possible ways, giving that child special class, individual attention, interacting with the group at large, and still the child was not able to give his best. So, what we realized, there might be some reason why the student is not able to come out. So, what we found out was, after discussing with the students, we said, let us visit the parents, and the class teacher was given the duty to talk to the parents. And after reaching to that child's home, we didn't even have to ask why the student behaves like this. He has no interest in studies. The situation in that particular family is very, very difficult to understand. There is one room set up, a TV as the teacher visited that home, before the teacher reached, the TV was on and that TV continued. The parents refused to put off the TV because of the younger child was crying. Now, the teacher asked the parent, when does the student sit for study? He does not sit for study. And he came back telling this, sir, it is very difficult, that student cannot study. Whatever we do, there is no support from the family.
It is absolutely wrong to think that it happens only in poor families or slum areas. It happens in well-to-do and rich families too.
Hi Ronak, how are you?
I'm
हाँ, और आपकी एज कितनी है बेटा?
7 years.
7
मैम 8 years.
8 years के हो? अरे वाह! और कौन सी क्लास में पढ़ते हो?
मैम 3rd.
3rd में? और कैसे जाते हो आप?
गाड़ी में कार.
गाड़ी में जाते हो? कौन ड्रॉप करता है आपको?
पापा.
और आपको टीचर, सबसे अच्छी टीचर कौन लगती है?
मैम ज्ञानश्री मैम.
अच्छा, वो कौन क्या पढ़ाती है आपको?
मैम मैथ्स.
हाँ, तो मैथ्स वाली टीचर आपको अच्छी लगती है। और सबसे कम अच्छी कौन सी टीचर लगती है?
सारी अच्छी है, नहीं तो
थोड़ा सा कम, थोड़ा जो
मैम जीके मैम.
जीके मैम। अच्छा, तो क्यों? थोड़ा गुस्सा करती हैं या उनसे डर लगता है?
मैम गुस्सा करती है तो
गुस्सा लगते हैं, है ना? वो गुस्सा कर जाती है क्लास में, इसलिए। नहीं तो जीके तो बच्चों को बहुत मस्त होके पढ़ना होता है, उसमें तो एंजॉय करते हैं। This is regarding those two cases which we saw just now, one girl and a boy child. Now the girl is 6 years old and she had come initially with her mother the problem that she is shy, she is introvert, she doesn't speak much, teachers are not very happy with her because she will not answer in the class and she will remain quiet and not mingle with other children. So these were some of the presenting complaints with which the child had come to us initially, that is, let's say 2 months back. And we worked with the child and we told the mother also how to handle her, you know, different ways and techniques which we discussed. And when we discussed and we dug out the problem, many of the problems came from the problems or the concerns or the issues or the challenges, one can say, from the school itself. Now the child is 6 years old and she doesn't even know the names of her teachers. But here is this girl who is very obedient, very docile, very quiet, very introverted in the class, but she will not do much of her classwork or the homework. She was not very keen on that when she was asked, when the parents were asked to meet the teachers. Personality issues or what, or academic? Academics, so one cannot say, especially at 6 years, what kind of academic issues would be there. So some family dynamics is what we got to know. At home also, psychopathology is there. Mother and father, there are some issues, you know, lot of infights between parents about some responsibilities which the husband is taking care of his younger brothers, and he has to spend a lot of money and he has to send money home.
Some of us might be extremely lucky to receive enriched childhood experiences from our parents who have paid proper attention to our day-to-day needs, responded to our dilemma and anxiety, and taken care of us with love and affection. Even some schools support children going through emotional crises.
What we do is, we have community mobilizers. Deepali has employed some community mobilizers whose primary job is to go to the community, identify children who are not studying, who are not going to school. We encourage them to come to the school, we encourage them to come to our center, and once they come to our center, we empower them by educating them, by telling them about the importance of education. For instance, right now we also run a government school in Delhi.
while others are not those who are equally lucky. They might have received relatively less attention. And not only that, they might have seen their parents struggling to earn the bread and butter for their own family.
There are children, they are very irregular. They may be coming one day to the class and they may not be coming for 3-4 days, and then they are coming. Sometimes they are coming and sometimes they are not coming. And there are also children you might be finding that they are coming for few months, and during agriculture, the harvesting season, they are away from the school. There are migratory children. They come to one place for 2-3 months and then they go away along with their families to other places. Children, we say them, they are disadvantaged in number of ways.
Understanding the growing up experiences of the children should be the top priority of a teacher, of a parent and caretakers.
आप सृष्टि की मदर हैं, है ना? मगर जिस तरह आपने बताया कि थोड़ी शाय है, इनहिबिशंस हैं, एकदम से वो नहीं बोल पाती ज़्यादा दूसरों के सामने, थोड़ा सा शाय फील करती है, इंट्रोवर्टेड है, खुल के मतलब अपना नहीं बातचीत करने में थोड़ा सा आवाज़ भी दमदार नहीं है, और स्पेशली स्ट्रेंजर्स के सामने, है ना, वो थोड़ा आवाज़ भी धीरे धीरे हो जाती है, कम बोलती हैं, और फिर कहना कभी मानती है कभी नहीं मानती, तो थोड़ा सा मूड स्विंग्स भी आ रहे हैं। आपने बताया छोटी हैं अभी। जिन घरों में मदर्स जॉब करती हैं वहाँ तो बच्चे और मतलब सीखते हैं ना कि अच्छा माँ मेरी दोनों चीज़ें संभाल रही है, प्रोफेशनल फ्रंट भी संभाल रही है, पर्सनल भी अच्छा कर रही है, तो अच्छा सीखने का मौका मिलता है। अगर अभी से माहौल ठीक होगा तो ग्रोइंग अप एक्सपीरियंस बच्चों को जितना अच्छा मिलेगा, फाउंडेशन जितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग होगी, बच्चे उतने ज़्यादा खेल पाएंगे। तो हम सजेस्ट करेंगे मुकेश कि आप जब पेरेंट टीचर मीट में जाते हो ना, तो आप टीचर्स से ज़रूर इसके बारे में बात करो कि इस वक्त पढ़ाई पे नहीं जोर देना, बच्चे की पर्सनालिटी पे जोर देना है। स्पेशली 6 साल के बच्चे, कितना उनकी पढ़ाई का प्रेशर होगा।
This is Shiva. So these two are brothers, Shiva and Shivam. When Shiva came to us, he was also very malnourished and disturbed child due to the neglect that he faced in the home. He was not speaking when he came to us, and he wasn't making eye contact. He wasn't engaging in anything that we were doing. All of the daily activities in the house, he was not engaging. So through a lot of play therapy, a lot of love, care, attention, he's broken through those social and emotional barriers, and today he started speaking. He responds when you ask him questions. He's responsive now. He's interacting with the children. He's very loving and affectionate. So this has all come about through the therapies and, just the constant, change of environment and the constant love and care that we give these children.
We always see such children on road. Are these children really orphan, or do they live with their parents? Maybe call them as working children or street children. In whatever name you may call them, these children are commonly seen in every city and town of our country. But who are they actually? Where do they come from? Haven't they crossed the childhood stage?
There is a dearth of good institutions who work for special needs children. There are many orphanages in this country, and we realize, but this one sector where these children are very delicate. You need to have specialized homes, and you need to invest good resources to take care of these children, and that is how Samarpan was born. We have a program for special needs children, which is our major program here. So under this program we have children who live with us here in this home, taken care of by our own staff, and these children are basically children who are from the social underclass. So all these children, most of our children are also from single parents households. So like we have children like Deepu, Lucky, who don't have fathers, and their mothers, they work as maids, and they really don't have the resources to take care of the children the way special needs children need to be taken care of.
The term street means different things to different people. While someone may consider the street as a dangerous or immoral place, other people may treat it as a special place in which a child can socialize. At the same time, some others may consider street as a place where all marginalized sections of the society are being forced to live.
बहुत सारे ऐसे बच्चे आते हैं हमारे सलाम बालक ट्रस्ट में जो घर से बहुत ज़्यादा दुखी हैं या परेशान हैं या बहुत सारी घर में पॉवर्टी के होने के कारण वो घर से माइग्रेट करके अदर स्टेटों से दिल्ली में आ जाते हैं और ग्रुपिंग में फंस जाते हैं और बहुत सारा नशा करने लगते हैं। हम ऐसे बच्चों को ढूंढते हैं और फाइंड आउट करते हैं कि बच्चों के साथ क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है। हम प्रत्येक दिन बच्चे से मिलते रहते हैं और उनकी काउंसलिंग कराते रहते हैं। अगर कोई भी दिक्कत होती है बच्चे से तो बच्चे से हम पहले रैपो बिल्डअप करते हैं और देखते हैं कि बच्चा क्या चाहता है। काफ़ी टाइम के बाद हमारी बच्चे से रैपो बिल्डअप हो जाता है और फिर हम बच्चे को अपने सेंटर से जोड़ देते हैं।
Are these children called working children? Like street children, working children also have different meanings. Firstly, they are usually children working on the street, engaged in different kind of lengthy works for which they are never paid. Secondly, these are children who are forced to do the work to earn the livelihood for their families. Many NGOs like Salam Balak Trust comes to their rescue.
बच्चों के अंदर बहुत टैलेंट होता है। अगर आप थोड़ा सा उनको सपोर्ट करेंगे तो ये बहुत आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। आज के डेट में सलाम बालक ट्रस्ट में ऐसे ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो फोटोग्राफ़र है, कोरियोग्राफ़र है, डांसर है, पपेटियर है, इंजीनियरिंग है, DMRC में काम करते हैं। लॉट्स ऑफ बच्चे इतने टैलेंटेड होते हैं, बस थोड़ा सा मार्गदर्शन की ज़रूरत होता है।
But if we think of these children from the educational point of view, then such children can be called as missing children. One would be curious to know why these children are called missing children.
According to sociologists, these children could be rightly called as missing children, since they are missing an important part of their life, that is, the regular studies.
Classroom situation, we find that children from various background come to the school. They are from rural families, they are from urban families, urban rich families, urban poor families, similarly from farmers. Children from streets are now also in the school, keeping in view the mandate of RTE Act 2009, as well as girls and other children, and all these children have a lots of experiences before they come to school, so they bring those experiences in the school.
We don't go into the deeper aspects. What if the child, what if we see the child in the child's family, the father is very aggressive, he's an alcoholic and he's very aggressive, there's domestic violence in the home, the mother is very aggressive, they're both beating up the children, and the child is, who are the models for the child? The models for the child are his parents, are his siblings. What if all of them are behaving aggressively? So this is the behavior the child is picking up from home. So you also speak to the parents, you also speak to the family that your child is picking up the behavior that is being performed at home. So you refrain from acting out aggressively so that the child catches more peaceful behavior from you. So if the parents are more peaceful, if the parents are more calm, the siblings are more calm, the child will pick up that behavior, will model that behavior, will observe that behavior, and as a result the child will be calmer and more peaceful.
As you know, special needs children have their own ability, needs and strengths. I can say that Deepu, it's now 16-year-old boy, now he able to write his name which he can't do in the past from 16 years.
मेरा स्कूल छूट गया, छोड़ दिया मैंने क्योंकि मुझे स्कूल पढ़ना अच्छा नहीं लगता.
Such children are supposed to be at school, but unfortunately, they are found outside the four walls of a school. They spend their nights in temporary sheds eat whatever they get.
It is a matter of concern that hunger accompanies them everywhere. UNICEF terms hunger as silent emergency. Gradually, they lose their self-identity and confidence. In a nutshell, they are exposed to violence, forced labor, sexual abuse, loneliness, and diseases. They are unable to afford to study due to financial problem as well as improper growing up environment.
Psychosocial conditions or aspects of children from slums, orphanages or street children, etc. are totally different from the children coming from the normal families or well-to-do families. This is because every family, every individual comfortably requires fulfillment of the conditions such as food, shelter and proper clothing. These essential conditions are missing for the children coming from these slums, coming who are rather orphans and also who are street children. When these children are rather lacking in these basic resources which are essential for their normal living, naturally their mindset will be something else and also deviant in nature when compared to the normal children.
It is a commanding step in itself when we assure that every child can go to school. By achieving universal education, we would also bring about far-reaching development benefits. If we fail to further reduce the number of out-of-school children, then we would leave millions of children in poverty, with bad health and lack of opportunities. The right to education is not just about education. It is the key right that unlocks other human rights and also Millennium Development Goals.
Teacher has to have positive attitude. Sometimes what happens, in a normal situation, the teacher has high expectation from children, that all children they should perform better in the classroom, all children they should score good marks in the exam, but actuality that does not happen. The school policy should address this. Once the school or the teacher is aware of the specific needs of learner in a classroom, accordingly there should be some kind of pedagogic exercise.
Education is like a ray of light entering a dark room through a small passage of a window. The more you open the window, the more light will be flooded and wash away the darkness. Education empowers children and it brings a ray of hope in their minds. Teachers should not be seen as educators, but as facilitators who are able to understand the background of each child in the class. They must help such children to become the torch bearers of our nation with a bright future.
When I was 7 years old, my mother passed away and my father left us, so I had to live in a hostel. At the first time I went there, I didn't know anybody, but the time passed and I became familiar with them. And I like to stay there, and the reason why I like it is that because they love me and care for me. I would like to become a scientist.
It is only the tip of the iceberg that you have come to know about the living condition of orphan children. You may be surprised to know that according to UNICEF, about 153 million children worldwide are orphans. UNICEF and global partners define an orphan as a child less than 18 years of age who has lost one or both parents to any cause of death. the terminology of a single orphan, the loss of one parent, and a double orphan, the loss of both parents, is commonly used.
It is true that much progress for children have been achieved after the United Nations established the Millennium Development Goals in 2000. It includes hunger, poverty, access to education, and health care, and so on. More particularly, orphan and abandoned children are more vulnerable.
According to International Labour Organization (ILO), worldwide there are 168 million child labourers, accounting for almost 11% of children. 263 million children and youth are out of school according to UNESCO. Approximately 61 million children of primary school age are out of school, and 53% of them are girls according to UNICEF.
The Convention on the Rights of the Child has recognized that education is a basic human right for all children. Education for all has become a compelling goal, not only in India, but for all the nations.
Schooling can contribute to a child's social integration and psychosocial development.
I had 2 students in my class. They were coming for 2-3 months, but they were not coming after 2-3 months. I went there, their house, and to bring them here. I brought them here, and then they were unable to study. Then I helped them to study a lot.
I felt very sad when my father left us. I was away from my family to a big girls' hostel. I was not so lonely there because there were some people I knew from my community.
मैं बहुत गरीब घर से हूँ. जब मैं घर पे रहता था तो मेरे को पढ़ाने वाला कोई नहीं था. बस मैं सिर्फ घर पे जो जितनी भी किताबें थी बस वही पढ़ता था. जब से इस स्कूल में आऊँ तब से मेरे पापा मेरे को थोड़ा और सपोर्ट करते हैं पढ़ाने के लिए. मेरे स्कूल में बहुत सारे दोस्त बने हैं जो वो मेरी हेल्प करते हैं मदद करने के लिए. टीचर्स भी मुझे बहुत हेल्प करती हैं.
It can also provide a safe, structured environment in desperate times.
Then where is the problem? Why have we failed to vulnerable group of children? A wide range of factors are responsible for such failure. These factors are related to age, household wealth, economic and domestic roles, health status, and access to health services. These factors also relate to perceived value of education, perceived relevance of the curriculum to children's future, perceived safety of children, particularly girls in school, and external factors such as the distance of the school from the home and the quality of child-centered, gender-sensitive schools.
There are some exceptional cases where disability is there, we are unable to. I will give you one small example. We had a very bright student here last year. He was very bright, he was very brilliant. Whatever, whenever he appeared for any examination, he would get top marks. Unfortunately, he won't sit for the examination. We knew that if he sits for the examination, he will get 80-90% marks. He won't write an examination. We brought him here, we counseled him, we did everything possible so that at least he appears for the examination. Unfortunately, he would not appear. It was a sad moment for us. One of the reasons was that he came from a broken family. His father and mother had separated, and there was nobody to look after him.
Physical infrastructure and human resource plays an important role towards training and skill development and promoting increased access to quality basic education for all children. Psychosocial care and counseling could be incorporated into the system of school education.
Community and school-based efforts should be given in order to provide emotional support to the vulnerable children and adolescents. Life skills based education should be given on priority basis. Children grow with varied experiences. Therefore, a teacher has a challenging role to play towards educating such children.
Every child will be a responsible individual and should develop a dynamic relationship with the society as well as the environment.
Many times, few parents are disappointed. Their children don't grow normally. That may be due to some difficulties during the prenatal stage, maybe some difficulties during the growing up period. That can happen due to difficulties in the environment. If the child is suffering some kind of disease, some kind of impairment, or any kind of accident, that can have a negative impact on the child's development.
It is true that there are children with special needs. It is equally true that teachers need special skills to deal with such special needs children. A teacher who has special needs children in his or her classroom should ask few questions. For example, what is my role as a classroom teacher in working with students with special needs?
So many students are having certain emotional issues. I cannot disclose the kind of issues that they are having, but the issues that they have, they need certain understanding about themselves. So I need to work with them and tell them and give them a greater understanding about their emotions, their society, the people they are living with, what they have to do in their lives in future. So they need basically career guidance because they want to excel in their fields and they want to create a identity for themselves.
They have some disabilities like learning disabilities and slow learners. Some have, there is a ADHD students. They have facing lots of problems in their their behavior issues, their academic problems. They are not so much socials. So I am helping them to come out by drill and practice method. Those who are weak in academics, I am giving lots of practice work.
What are the things to keep in mind as I communicate with families of the children with special needs?
Some problems can happen even from the birth itself. But what the parents observe, they observe how their child is growing. That is very clear from the milestones of development.
We need to understand the child first, then we plan for the child. So that is why we say individualized education program is very important part of education of children with special needs. It takes lot of time in preparing an individualized education program. It is a multidisciplinary approach wherein all it is a teamwork to find out the nature of needs of the child, nature of the condition of the child, then only we can proceed.
What is my role in the development and implementation of the Individualized Education Program IEP? A plan that guides the delivery of the special education support and services for such children.
When working with families, it is important to learn more about how they view their children's special needs. As a teacher, you need to be aware of the family's feelings and also allow them to express themselves. Every child is a flower and all together makes this world a beautiful garden. Moreover, a teacher at the end is a gardener.